Hey small group leaders, we are here to talk about another week of Soul Slip. This week Sarah did a class that she called What's on Your Bucket List? So Sarah, you want to bring us around to the class?
Yeah, so class was all about what about me, what about what about number one, oh my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I please.
All the words she nailed. She nailed it just now.
Usually when I sing songs, that's what ends up happening. But seriously, class was all about me. Not really. But we talked a lot about selfishness and how Christ calls us to deny ourselves and to take up our cross and to follow Him. So in class, I challenged everybody to think of one way that they could die to self this week. One thing that they could give up that was inwardly focused and to focus on someone else or something else. And so that's the basic gist of what class was all about. What are the questions we got, Zane?
So yeah, in your small group time, I would try to get your group to move from an inward focus to an outward focus. So asking questions like, what's some small ways that you can die to yourself this week? Sarah talked about it's not always about one major sacrifice, but it's about a ton of small sacrifices. So in what ways can your group be disciplined if every day that you can mentally and maybe verbally say, I'm giving this up today for the kingdom of God and for the sake of Christ's sacrifice, and copying that and embodying that. Another one would be just talking about why is dying to yourself so hard to do, and maybe think about with your small group, what's the first thing that instantly comes to your mind when you hear that phrasing of dying to yourself? Because usually the first thing you think of is usually the thing that you are holding on to the tightest in your life. So maybe to get started, asking your group what are some ways that just people in college tend to be selfish. You talked about how everything's kind of centered in college life of you finding out yourself. But make sure you move your group to more individual mindset of getting them to figure out what ways they are selfish. And hopefully that will bless your week.
Yeah.
So until next week, small group leaders, we hope everything goes great. See you.
Bye.